Good morning, y'all. I got something special planned for you guys. I'm going to do a cooking video and I'm going to do some baked chicken breast with some roasted sweet potatoes. And here are all the ingredients. So I have the chicken breast, I have the sweet potatoes, and I have the seasonings that I'm going to use. What's on the left is what's going to go on the chicken, and what's on the right is what's going to go on the sweet potatoes. And I'm also going to put some olive oil on the potatoes as well. And if you hear the fans in the background, just ignore them. I hope you guys can still hear me clearly. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I absolutely love to eat, but I'm a lazy cook. So most of the foods that I cook, it involves the oven so that I don't have to be standing over the stove. Or I really do love putting things in the slow cooker as well because it takes away me having to just stand and watch a pot cook. So it gives me time to do other things. So I'm going to be taking you guys along with me on this journey. So stay tuned and see the finished product. Here are the sweet potatoes, freshly chopped and cleaned. And I'm just going to dry those off so I can get them ready to go on the sheet pan. And this is about 5 sweet potatoes. I had 6, but I got tired. That's the one thing that I hate about cooking is the prep work. So I was like, I think 5 is good enough. It's for 3 people and we might be able to have some leftovers. So I said, that'll be perfectly fine. I'll find something else to do with that extra potato because it's kind of big. But like I said, this is more than enough for us to eat off of. And while I was chopping the sweet potatoes, I was letting my chicken soak. And once I dry the chicken off, get that cut up and ready to go, I'll let you guys know what I do when I let it soak. Now the sweet potatoes are all seasoned and ready to go in the oven. I use olive oil, sea salt, pepper, and chili powder. And once we get the chicken done, it's going to go in the oven together. I'm going to set the oven to 400 and it's going to bake for about 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the chicken so we can get this started. So I know it's not the prettiest sight in the world, but here are the chicken breasts, and I wanted you guys to see them. They have been freshly washed and cut off some of the fat. And it's 5 chicken breasts, and normally what I do with all of my meat, I let them soak in water with vinegar. And normally this is about 30 minutes, but because I was still doing other things, it went for an hour, but it worked out perfectly fine because they were still frozen. So that gave it time for it to completely thaw out. And if you heard that notification go off in the background, just ignore it. So the next time that you'll see this chicken, it will be seasoned and ready to go. And let me just make this disclaimer. I know a lot of people do not wash their chicken. I am not one of those people. Here's my favorite part. Everything's about to go in the oven. So I'm just going to get an up close shot on the chicken. It almost looks like fish. But I'm going to zoom in here. That is Mr. Low and Slow, Sweet and Smoky. And he is a local owned business based in Mississippi. So I will include his information so that you guys can hit him up if you want your own. He also has a sweet heat one too that's really good. So in addition to the seasoning, I also use Italian seasoning as well as Miss Onion. And that's one of my hacks because like I told you, I'm a lazy cook. So sometimes I don't feel like cutting up fresh seasoning. So that's a quick way to do it. And if you've noticed, I also line my pans with aluminum foil. That makes cleaning up very, very easy so you won't have a big mess to clean up. So all of this is about to get ready to go in the oven. There are the sweet potatoes there. And I will be back in 40 minutes. They're both out of the oven. It is 40 minutes later. There's the chicken. Isn't it beautiful? Look at the sweet potatoes. Once I finish recording, I'm going to do a little taste test because I don't like to give people anything that I would not eat. So I love to eat things myself before serving it. And the chicken, I'm just going to let that sit for about 10 minutes so all the juices can come together. That way when I cut it, they won't flow out. And I like cutting the chicken breast. That way you can just grab it and go and you don't have to worry about cutting the chicken breast as you eat. So once it's plated, I will be back to show you guys what everything looks like. I know it's not the best plating, but we'll get better as we go. And yes, we use foam plates because we keep our dishes to a minimum over here. And yeah, it would look fancier on the real plate, but I'm about to eat this for real. So I wasn't going to dirty up the dish just for the sake of this video, but I might consider it in the future if you guys like these videos. I'm just gonna get in closer. Like I told you, I cut the chicken breasts and I just put my sweet potatoes on the side. And yes, you should have more vegetables than you do protein. In this meal, you can substitute your vegetable and your protein. The only thing you have to do is adjust the cooking time, and you might want to adjust the temperature too, depending on what it is that you're cooking. So, like always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and like I mentioned, let me know if you would like to see more videos like this. So, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.